Peak running intensities for Australian professional rugby players by James Borger. A game of rugby union requires players to complete repetitive bouts of high-speed running, collisions, accelerations and decelerations. Previously, the match demands of rugby union have been quantified using global positioning systems, or GPS units. Depending on the individual player's position, studies have shown rugby union players are required to cover between 4,000 and 7,500 metres in a game. Players in the forward pack, front row, second row or back row flanker players, run less than those in the back line, inside backs and outside backs. This is due to a lower running efficiency caused by certain physical attributes required to play within the forward pack. Previous studies have suggested the outcome of the game can be directly influenced by the player's abilities to complete repeated high-intensity bouts. A previous study completed in 2017 on the peak running intensities for international rugby used a rolling average approach to quantify the peaks in running intensity during international test matches. This approach has been successfully used in other sports such as rugby league, AFL and sevens and at the international level of rugby union, but it has not been completed for the Super Rugby competition or the NRC or the Queensland club rugby competitions in Australia. This study, conducted in 2017, was aimed at quantifying the duration and position-specific peak running intensities of international rugby union players. The results of this study aided in the prescription and the monitoring of specific training loads and the playing loads of these players. Global positioning system units were used to access the activity profiles of 67 international level rugby union players across 33 test matches. The rolling average approach was identified and used to establish the peak playing and peak training intensities of these players across different durations. Peak running intensities increased as the length of the moving average decreased throughout this study. There was a small to moderate increase in all variables for the outside backs, half backs and loose forwards compared to that of the type 5 group along all moving average durations. This study presented a framework to describe the peak running intensities achieved during international rugby competition throughout the 5 playing positions. They are front row, back row, second row, inside back and outside backs. An observational project design was used to establish the durational and positional specific rugby union activity profiles. GPS data was collected from 41 Super Rugby players, 82 NRC players and 28 QPR players for a total of 569 individual match files throughout the 2017 rugby season. Players were grouped into their individual positions. They are front row, second row, inside back and outside backs. Before the commencement of the study, informed consent was gained by all organisations and players involved in the study. During all matches played throughout the 2017 season, players wore an individual GPS unit that recorded the players' movement patterns. The GPS units were fitted into a custom pouch on the inside of the playing uniform, located between the player's scapula. Each player used the same GPS unit for the entirety of the study period to maintain the reliability and validity of the study. This data was downloaded using Team AMS software. The data was then further analysed to gain the rolling average over 10 different durations. They are 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 6 minute, 7, 8, 9 and 10 minute periods of each variable using customised software, that is RStudio. Speed data was converted to distance covered per minute of gameplay, in meters per minute. Rate of change of speed was used to calculate the amount of accelerations and decelerations performed by each individual player. Previous research has established how to calculate the metabolic power using GPS units, and this is used to account for the accelerations and decelerations and speed-based movements performed by each individual player. All ethical clearances, subject recruitment, data collection and analysis have already been completed. The completion and the write-up of this project submission is expected to be on the 29th of June 2018.